qualified.
John's doing something. John Brandon's already doing Okay. All right. This is mine to keep. I got my tweed jack. Where he was at? Where the old look? Everyone, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing in honor of those serving in the military. Great, thank you. Thank you guys all for coming. We have all our agendas and things in the back. Hopefully everyone was got a chance to pick one up. I think we're going to do a little jumping around, but first I'd like to make a motion to approve previous board minutes of April 8th and April 15th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't see Suffolk County.
He's in the back.
Suffolk County Police.
He's here.
Yes, sir.
Please come up. Thank you for coming tonight.
My pleasure. Just first off, I want to introduce myself, Officer Nash. Typically not in this area, but I'm coming to 314 for tonight against the Bright Waters area. Just a little bit about myself. I've been only on for like maybe a year or so, but being in this area, you know, it's fantastic already. So, you know, other than that, anything, any questions, concerns, I'm here to answer.
Well, you see that what we've done around town, we're pretty much promoting it's our town, slow down. And that message is to all the residents who live in the town.
Right.
You know, over the weekend I see some Facebook stuff, a lot like they thought it meant for people outside the town. Well, we mean it inside our town because people drive fast all over and it's very dangerous. So we do have people asking how come the police aren't enforcing it. So we need, I guess, 20 police officers at every intersection in the village, and we know that's not going to happen.
Right.
But as we've said in the past, though, we more than welcome anybody who needs to get some tickets, bonus points. Please come to our village and have fun.
Yeah, in terms of that, that's something that was mentioned, you know, in not just Bright Waters and Bay Shore. It's been an area where a lot of people have been speeding and whatnot, so we've made it a point of emphasis to try and get more patrol around here.
I think it's everywhere, too. We're not
Yeah,
just
no,
pointing at us that we're such bad
Yeah,
people.
no, absolutely. But it is a point of emphasis
It's a
there,
mindset.
you know. Yeah. You know, we are patrolling as much as we can, to be honest. You know, and we'll try and be better at it.
No, we do see you on Windsor by the park. They did get some people there for going through the stop sign. But it is amazing. It's just amazing that people don't have any consideration. Does anybody on the board have any questions for the officer? No. Did anybody in the audience have any questions for the officer?
Yes, sir. I think one of the worst areas in the village is right at the stop signs by the post office. I think if you put a car there, you probably could write 50 in a day easily. Everybody likes to do their little crawl. Nobody stops. They just go right through.
Yeah. So what we could do is we do something called patrol checks. Typically, what we'll have is an officer that's assigned to, let's say, 314, which is Brightwater's car. We could have them, we could create a patrol check where somebody sits at that area where, you know, the community tends to see stuff like that happening. You stick around for a little bit and try and see what you could do to try and slow people down. You know, I could go back to bosses, anyone that's involved, and tell them, you know, what's going on, that you're concerned about that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, another concern that I have is at night on Woodland Drive, there are people that use that road to enter and exit their property, and I've noticed a lot of traffic at night.
Right.
So there's something going on.
All right. Well, again, you know, it is a concern that you have, and we can create another patrol check around that area to make sure. Have officers.
Usually it starts around 9 p.m.
Okay.
9 to...
Yeah, that works if you have some kind of timeline that, you know.
9 to 12.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I get out of here, I'd like to write down, you know, the area and the times that you say,
Sure.
and I can relay to bosses and see what we can do from there.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any more questions? Yes,
Are
sir.
they still doing patrol checks for people's residents? Summer's coming, people go on vacation. At one time, you could call, and actually, the patrol car would come to your house and check, make sure everything was secure.
Yeah, correct.
They're still
Yes,
doing
so we can do a patrol check at your house. If you, let's say you are going away for the week, we could talk to some kind of our COPE officers that deal with the community. They set up maybe like a week patrol check to just have, you know, patrol cars around that area more often than usual. I mean, we try and patrol all of, you know, of the area that we're assigned to, but we make that a particular type of, you know, area to go at more often than not.
Yeah, I just brought it up because I think a lot of residents don't know that the police car will actually come to your house while
Yeah.
you're away and check.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is a possibility. You know, we like to do that too around houses that have been known, you know, that got broken into and stuff. We like to keep an eye out on that as well.
Any other questions for the officer? Okay, thank you, Officer Nash.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next is reports from the mayor and the board of trustees. Trustee Fawcett, can you start us, please?
Sure, no problem. So just want to touch base with some of the safety things that we have to be aware of. Now that we're opening up the canal, please make sure if you have a boat, or if somebody has a boat, make sure they store their gear or take the gear off the boats. Also, I see a lot of people who are new boaters, they dock their boat and they put the lines very close to the bulkhead. So, you know, realistically, you should pull it away from the bulkhead if you can, so that way it has less chance of somebody jumping on your boat and stealing stuff. It is also very dark down there, so you know, code does go by there. I see them on my ring every night, but it is very dark down there. So again, if you have anything, be careful. I know DPW is down at Gilbert Park restoring some of the landfill that was around the bulkheading. So they've been doing that. They've been cleaning up also around the grass down on Concourse West. We are looking. The mayor actually just had a bocce ball court installed. I'm stealing your thunder. In Walker Beach, so we're getting Walker Beach ready for the season. We have a lot of other things that we're going to be doing and talking about. Mayor's going to be talking about for the summer, but we're just kind of getting the village ready for the summer. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you. Trustee Dobsovich?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Highway Department, it's springtime, spending most of our time mowing lawns and trimming around town. Also, with a lot of storms lately, we're cleaning off storm drains. I say this every month, if we miss one, please let us know. Other than that, they're getting ready for the summer with Walker Beach and everything, so if you have any input where you see something we might have missed, please don't hesitate to let us know. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Trustee Delvecchio?
Hi.
Welcome back. Mary just had her second child,
Yeah.
and we want to congratulate her for having her second child.
6 weeks ago, everybody, so this meeting better not take long. This summer, the Thursday nights at Walker Beach, which have become very popular events, we are looking for families or organizations to help sponsor the music at night. So if you know anyone or if you are interested in sponsoring one of those nights, come chat. That would be really helpful.
We're asking $250 to, the music is about $200 to $250 depending on who's playing, and the lifeguards cost us about an extra $75 to $100. So we're trying to, we get 200 to 300 people down there. It's every Thursday night, 7 Thursday nights this year, and there's no admission fee, and you come and you hang out at the beach. We have people of all ages. It's not just for Brightwater's residents, it's open to anybody who wants to come down, and it's just a great, great relaxing night out. We have food trucks, we'll have our new ice cream man there this year, so it's just a nice night out, and again, it is open to everybody.
So, yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm not going to talk about the other events. I'm going to let you do those. So I'm good. Thank you.
Trustee Zep?
Good evening, everybody. Summer's almost here, so, get your permits in place. If you're going to put your boat in the water, make sure you do that properly. Get your parking permits for Walker Beach, Gilbert, for the dog park. Drive slowly. Again, just can't repeat that enough. And that's all I have.
Okay, great. For my report, I just want to go through a couple of things briefly. This month we had our garage sale. We had 75 houses that had things at their houses, and it's kind of controlled chaos. Some of the roads you could barely get through, but if you need something, that's really the day to shop in the village. So I just want to thank everybody who participated in that and then cleaned up afterwards. So that's huge. This past weekend we've put out all of our signs for our town slowed down. Again, is it working? Hopefully it'll wake up a couple of people to just slow down people a little bit and to make the village a little bit safer. We're going to be leaving those signs and the ribbons up till Friday, and we're going to start taking them down Friday and Saturday. I had over 35 people volunteer from all over the village to put them up. So once we split everything up and we mapped everything out, it went up really quickly, and that was great. I'd like to thank Andy Ryan for providing us with the banners. There's like these 3 foot by 5 foot banners that we put around, and he donated those to the village. Andy, I think, only moved into the village last year, so we appreciate the fact that he jumped right in and he donated those to the village. And again, is it going to change the way people drive? If we can change a couple of people for a couple of days, then I call it a success. All right, but then after that, we're going to meet with the residents, talk about speed humps, talk about stop signs, talk about different things, but that's next meeting. The highway building, we're finally getting the electric hooked up tomorrow, the sewer's hooked up, the electric, we just have to wait for the water, and then it'll be 100%. So that building is just about done. The SOS run is in 2 weeks. The SOS run is a huge event. They have about 800-900 people who participate in that run walk down at Walker Beach, and they have, I think, 90 banners along the way at people's houses encouraging people along the way, so it's a great event. This Saturday coming up is the plant sale at the top of the canal. I think they were saying 35 years, but we found out I think it's really 37 years that it's been going on. So that's this Saturday, and they have great stuff. It goes very quickly. I would advise getting there early. We're having the village block party on May 19th. I see all you scouts that are here now. If any of you scouts want to come and sell anything there to raise money for any of your projects, Girl Scout cookies, if you guys want to come, we're going to probably have, I would say, 800 to 1,000 people there. So if any of you are interested in doing it, please let us know at Village Hall. You can come and you can sell whatever you got. It's much easier than washing cars or something, okay? So just if you want to sell your cookies, believe me, that's the way to go. We're planning on Memorial Day weekend ceremony. We do it on Saturday morning at 7 o'clock at the top of the canal. Again, this is open to all the scouts. We have bugle, we have music. It's a nice event. If you're not on the village's email and Facebook page, it is open to everybody, so please get on it. Scout projects, we'll let the scouts take care of that. Down at the lakes, big event every year. Swans had babies. Someone said there was only 2. I think I saw 4 today.
So there's about 30.
Swans, those are geese.
Swans.
The Swans, I think there's 4, but that's always a big major event in the village every year. So I want to congratulate the Swans. And, that's about it for now. That's all I have.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to go into the Scout projects. First, I'd like to bring up Eagle Scout presentation by Joseph Belford. Okay, I'm sorry, Jeff. We're going to bump Joe. We're going to bump you for a second, okay?
It'll be really quick, promise.
Sorry. We're going to go through the resolutions quick. Make a motion to adopt Resolution 3-2024 to apply Suffolk County Downtown Revitalization Program, Round 22, to the Southeast Corner Extension Project. This is from the old Chase Bank where they're building the apartments to the post office. We're going to create sidewalks, lampposts, and improve the trees to make it match the rest of the downtown. Suffolk County gives us half the money when we apply. It takes a year to get it, so this is something that we do next year, but the process starts now. Make a motion to adopt the resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to approve public assembly application for the Maggie Fisher Memorial Cross Bay Swim to be held at Gilbert Park Tuesday, July 9th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is Tom doing it again?
No, I did not make the cut.
Tom's not doing it?
Yeah.
All right. The next thing is every year Mary G. Clark comes in and we allow them to use Walker Beach, and they take care of some of the lifeguards for us. So make a motion to approve public assembly application for Mary G. Clark School to reserve Walker Beach for field trip Friday, May 31st, Monday, June 3rd, and Tuesday, June 4th, from 9:30 to 1:30 each day. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The beach is not closed to the residents that day, but the kids do come in and share. We had a couple of budget modifications. Nicole, our village clerk, Nicole, wave to the kids. Nicole runs the daily operation of the village. She's our official clerk treasurer of the village. But she's here every day. If there's any problems, it's Nicole's fault, okay? If anything goes right, then it's up here, okay? Is that how it works, Nicole?
Usually.
Nicole keeps all the numbers right. She keeps us on the straight and narrow. She does a great job. I make a motion to approve the budget modifications 2023-24, increase income, interest earnings from $76,247 to $79,079. Increase expenses at the park, miscellaneous from $9,000 to $11,832. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's all the boring stuff, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh, you ready for the last one?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, make a motion to approve the treasurer's report and abstracts. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, Joseph, you may come up, please. You have to wake everybody up after all those voting things, you know? So,
Hi, I'm Joseph Belford. I'm here with Troop 151 from Islip, and I would like to propose a flower garden. Not flower. I would like to propose renovation of the flower garden at Gilbert Beach in front of the sign. I have a small pamphlet here. I'd like to.
I'll pass it here. You need one too? He was my first class.
You need another one?
That's my student.
Thanks, bud.
So the project would be a 3-foot by 5-foot rectangular garden in front of the current sign at the park. It would use Keystone stone bricks, built in retaining wall around the garden, and the plants planted would be drought resistant and suitable to the beach, like the beach saltwater environment, so they would be able to survive all on their own. The plants that I selected in particular were Gaillardia, lavender, and hydrangea, which would all be well suited to the environment of the beach.
When are you looking to start the project?
I was hoping to start the project by June.
Does anybody on the board have any questions? Or?
Sorry.
You know how to email me. I'm going to be your liaison between now and the finishing of the project. That's always my job, the scout stuff. Okay?
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Do we have to vote on it, or do we have to approve it?
Permission to do it, yes.
Okay, I make a motion to approve Joseph Telford's Eagle Scout project. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, get it done. Great. All right, next thing on the agenda is the Girl Scout request for tree plantings in the village. You want to say your name, everyone say your name before you speak, okay?
If they can all talk first, and then I go back and go through slowly, that way they all
Okay. Got it.
say.
Are they all going to say one thing at a time?
Yes.
So they can say their name, please, for the record. That'd be great.
I'm Savannah. I'm Zoe. I'm Paige. I'm Nora. I'm Holly. I'm Melanie. I'm Olivia. I'm Aubrey. I'm McKenna. I'm Bria.
Okay, great.
Good evening. We're Girl Scout Troop 222. We are working on our bronze award.
The Bronze Award is earned by making a difference in our community, so we brainstormed many ideas and
the idea we came up with is to plant a tree. So our question to you is, can we plant a tree in the village somewhere for everyone to enjoy?
if you end up saying yes, can we choose the type of tree, or does the village have a specific tree they would like us to buy?
Are there any additional costs besides the tree that we would have to cover, both during the planting and after?
What can we do with the village to make sure that tree planting is a success?
Would we be able to have a ceremony on the day the tree is planted?
Can we make painted bricks and make a box around the tree?
Once the tree is planted, will we have to come and water?
Is there anything else we should know so we can be successful?
Thank you for having us and letting us talk about our Bronze Award. Have a good night.
Kind of lost on the questions a little bit. No, let's answer. They asked them now. Let's answer them now.
I got it, John.
What was it? You got?
So the first question was,
Holly, were you the first
the
question?
first question was the tree. Can they pick out the tree, or does the village need to pick it out? So the village would have to pick it out because certain species would not work in the village, so we would definitely have to pick out the type of tree. And as far as planting it, our DPW would work with you to plant it. As far as a box around the tree, probably not a good idea. We've done that before, and when you do something like that around the tree, it relates it to the roots and ends up killing the tree long term.
If you'd like to do like a little flower box a couple of feet away from the tree as part of the project.
Or
then I
just
can
create
see
a bed
that.
around it.
But not,
You can use the
boxes.
bricks to create a bed, you just can't put them in the ground because we've seen that kill the trees in the past. And then the last thing, as far as watering it, our village would water that tree for you until it gets established. And definitely we'd love for you guys to have a celebration, and the village, us trustees would like to be a part of that if we could. So you guys can get some little face time with us.
Do you have any, when asked about location, I think, do you guys have any ideas of where you might want the tree? No? I mean, like somewhere, we said somewhere in Mississippi Park,
Yeah.
by the playground or somewhere. Do you guys meet at the cabin or do you guys meet somewhere else? What do you guys do? All right. Well, maybe one day you guys could make a little field trip to Mississippi Park, contact Trustee Del Vecchio, and she'll meet you guys there, and you guys pick out a really, really good spot. I know we're always looking for some more shade by the playground itself, because it gets very hot there in the summer. So, again, I'm not sure who's the boss.
They're all with us.
Well, whoever's in charge of the committee, please, you can contact Trustee Del Vecchio.
You know how to email me.
When you guys,
Yes.
you guys have at least some of your kids?
If you don't know how to email me, ask Brielle. She definitely knows how to email me. And then we can go from there.
Okay.
Mary, why don't we pick out 3 spots, not just Mississippi, because there's other places in the village that need trees. And so why don't we give 3 spots and let them choose one of those?
Okay, perfect.
Put together a list of trees, it's not just one tree, I mean, they can pick, we'll give them a few varieties and let them.
No, I meant the location.
No,
And the type of tree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We got to make a motion to approve the project?
Correct.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the scout request for tree planting in the village. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so
You got approval.
you got to get some more information together, and then please contact Trustee Del Vecchio. Okay? Great, guys. Thank you very much.
Can you take a picture of them in front of me? Or-
Sure.
Come closer. Hold right here.
Nice. Should we do one more for the,
Sure.
and 1, 2, 3.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah.
Go do your homework.
Son can set fire to your house.
As they should.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Balance out the group, Chris.
My spot.
Hey, we're done with the agenda. Should we be
Trustee Doc Sovich had to leave because one of the girls was his daughter and his son is home setting fire to the hospital. All right, but I make a motion to open the meeting up to the public. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Days before we start, we just did the It's Our Town, Slow Down. Now, what's the next step? The next step is a bunch of things. We could look into making the rest of the village 25 miles an hour. We're legally allowed to do that now. Apparently, when we did it the first time, we didn't have full authority to do that. We have plenty of 25-mile-an-hour signs, so we can do that. I know there's been requests on Lombardi for some speed humps. I believe 4 was the number. I have the prices here. Been looking at it many times. For every speed hump, it's about $2,000 to furnish and install. I know Chris Pace has asked for several times, put across from the park, a couple of speed humps. That's something, again, we're going to just bring up at our working meeting. We're about to.
Let's talk about
Well,
that.
let me just.
Let's talk about that process to do it, because it's not just buying it and putting it in, right?
Well, yeah, it is.
We have to put a local law in effect, Charles?
Sorry.
For speed humps, do we have to put a local
No,
law?
we do not.
What about signage?
The signs.
Stop signs, we do, the speed signs,
For every speed hump, there's 4 signs.
speed limit signs, the 25-mile-an-hour signs.
No, talk about the speed humps.
No.
No, No, there's going to be public discussion on it.
Yeah, you don't have to pass local law.
I'm just let me just go through other things, all right? I've been in contact with many businesses on Orinoco. I've received letters from the apartment owners on the corner of Manitowoc and Orinoco requesting a stop sign. I'm going to be expecting ones from the guys building the apartments and the owners of Sunset Realty, the property manager there. They're going to be requesting a stop sign on the corner of Pine Acres and Orinoco Boulevard. I had a meeting today with the deli and the insurance company, parking on the side there. That was kind of funny that they called, but we were talking about that. They're going to request a stop sign at where you're exiting Mama Santini's, going east and west on Orinoco. So there's going to be a lot of action. There's going to be a lot of public input on this, but we asked the residents to help with the Our Town Slow Down. So I have every intention of moving forward with it, and everything will be discussed with the neighbors. I know the Lombardi guys, the Lombardi boys, whatever, we talk about just like that, but you guys have had many meetings on your block. When the time comes to sit with you, everybody has to be on the same page, all right? So that's important, okay? If you have half the block, you don't want to have the other, then that's an issue. We did survey many of the villages. About half of them have speed humps, and most of them seem to like them. So again, they're humps, not bumps. The bumps are higher, the humps are wider. But again, every one we put in requires 4 signs. So it's an added signage that people aren't going to like the signs. We'll see. These things are screwed into the ground, so they do come up. I was on the service road today. Even that, one of our plans, we didn't discuss it, but now that we had our working meeting, we're going to be doing a lot of paving on the service road. Mr. Huck will be happy that his service road is going to be.
Pregnant women on the block would be, well, actually, they have
okay,
babies, so they'll be very happy.
But that's on our list. We're just finalizing numbers. And all those service roads are going to be done. But even coming north from Montauk Highway, so you get to Woodland, it's a speedway, believe it or not, a one-road speedway. So looking into 3 small speed humps on there also. And again, it's going to be a process.
They're going to be this summer.
Yeah, it'll be end of May, June. So we have to notify all the residents along these service roads that if they don't cut back their bushes that are overgrowing, we're going to go in and we clear cut a path.
Did you get any feedback from the governor's office or the state transportation people?
No, we didn't. We're going to be using CHIPS funds for this, so we're matched. So whatever money we put out is a matching from the New York State.
I filed a federal complaint with the Justice Department on the Americans with Disabilities Act. And what they did was they directed me to Peter Buttigieg. One of his people, let me get my glasses, you might want to write this person's name down, their phone number.
You got his phone number?
I'm an old pain in the ass, I'm very thorough, okay?
I have a lot of practice.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, her name is Dylan Lee. Her phone number is 202-366-7644. So I directed my original federal complaint to Pete and the gang. I told him that, and I sent him a copy of an article that Newsday published about by Tom Boone, Aid for 52 Projects. And one of the things in the 52 was the village of Amityville, which received $1 million from the state for paving of roads, and Peter Buttigieg and the Transportation Department gave him $5 million. So I said, we're a similar village. Where are our funds?
We actually run into
Go ahead.
Amityville, train station, minority housing, apartments, we have none of this stuff. So
Yes,
every
right,
time,
but
we
a
don't
lot of the
check,
money-
we
a lot
don't
of the
check any
money-
boxes, unfortunately, on a lot of that
A
stuff.
lot of the money is going, besides the million from the state for paving roads, raising roads.
Right.
I'm sure we need some roads raised down by the water. Yes, no?
Well, I would say no.
No. Okay.
So if we
Well-
raise the roads, then, and we have to raise the houses, and they're all flooded. The problem they did the west side is the road is raised, and now you have people with swampland on the front of their house. So I don't know where we're gonna raise the roads. We were doing our part of the bulkhead, our 1,500 feet. People said we should make it higher, global warming, blah, 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 but then people said they're not gonna be able to get in our boats. So if we raised it to 6 inches or a foot higher,
Sure they will have to buy a ladder that'll get us something.
again, where every time there seems to be a solution, there's something against.
Well, also, they got money for their security people, for training, for vehicles and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I told her, I want our share. So they're supposed to do a big investigation because they sent infrastructure money to the state of New York to the governor, and she never bothered to give any to Suffolk County or Nassau County, and we certainly didn't get any. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but when I get the letter, I'm going to scrutinize it, and I'm sure I won't be 100% happy, and I'll have to bug them, but you may hear from them. I hope you hear from them, and maybe you should call them once in a while and put a little pressure on them. Plus, I spoke to the man at Newsday, Tom Brune, who seemed very interested in what was going on, and I sent him all the information that I had, and he may be doing a piece, a favorable piece for the village. So maybe we can get some money by embarrassing the state and Pete and the gang.
Once a month, we have our Suffolk County Village officials meeting, dinner, and there's like 12 people. And it just seems, I don't want to bring politics into this, but there's spot money going to spot places. Village of Patchogue just got $3 million for solar panels to go on top of their train station.
Yes, and which Politico managed to get that?
Right.
I mean, Amityville made out like a bandit because Chuck Schumer and somebody else went to that.
Well, you got Rick Schaefer, who's the head of the Suffolk County Democrat Party. So
Right.
I'm not saying that there's a coincidence, but, it's just.
But there is.
But there is, unfortunately, but we have to, if there's ever a turn, then it would be the other one, so it's just, when Phil Boyle was in the majority in the Suffolk, in the Senate, the New York State Senate, they were in the majority, the village used to get like $150,000, I think, a year, in like discretionary funds. We haven't gotten that in 5-6 years. So it's a shame it works that way, but we do the best we can. Again, we're lucky with the CHIPS money. What do we get? $360,000 in the CHIPS money.
Got that this year.
Does that include money that they weren't going to give you?
I think it's a little
Rolled over, rolled over from like 50,000.
Well, we want more money than that. We deserve it.
Amityville also got $10 million in funding too for infrastructure, and out of that 10 million, 1 million has to go toward consultants and planning. The recommended consultants and planning by New York State. So there's a lot of not great things that happen out there, and you just see why our taxes are so high. So Amityville does get a lot of money. Patchogue gets a lot of money. Again, we don't check any boxes. We don't have multifamily housing. We don't have a railroad station. Our minorities don't add up enough to warrant that. Even though,
is there like a percentage or a ratio when you talk about not having enough minorities?
I don't know what the exact number is.
It's like, one minority for every 100 people or something.
I don't know. But again, how many
What
boxes?
constitutes a minority?
I don't know.
Skin color? I don't know.
It's more low income.
As far as I know, everybody in the village is the same. We don't keep track of that, and we go forward. Everybody's equal. So that's the way we act. That's the way we always are. And But when you're going for money, the other thing with money, and I don't want to go on, is they're going for this housing stuff. That housing thing, forcing your zoning to change has not gone away. They still want to have, if you have a detached garage,
Or a basement.
force that zoning on you. It comes in different ways, and they're calling it different things, but it hasn't gone away. It's still there, and it's creeping in different places, and there's a constant battle back to, fight it back. So it's just, everybody's always watching, and
Well, I'm hoping that Mr. Buttigieg and I'm hoping that Mr. Barone from Newsday can embarrass some of these people, make them look really bad, and then they do a little better diligence as far as dealing with the village.
just,
I'll just keep at them. I'm an old pain in the ass.
no, just to bop around a little bit more too. This month, OSHA is going around to all the different fire departments and requiring them to all have more and more training. So it's costing them more and more and more to exist, with the goal maybe to get rid of all the volunteer fire departments, make them all unionized guys, and then this guy, that'll cost us an incredible amount. We spend about $400,000 on our fire department now. I could just imagine what it'll cost for that. So now all the fire departments are fighting back because they're requiring them to do a lot more. So it's all this stuff. It's like a constant change. So
getting back to, the repair, as you know, where my house is, that part
yes, I was there today.
is really.
I was there today. So, you have a big. I was there today. You have a huge puddle in your back, right in there. Right?
I know, and they just fixed it. They just filled it. Is there any way? I'm wondering. You were talking about consultants or whatever. Is anyone going to kind of look at that?
Before you came in, so we're going to be redoing the service roads, your service road. At our working meeting, we're going to be working out the exact locations, but the whole woodland from Montauk Highway all the way to Union is going to be done.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying my particular.
Well, you're going to be ripped. It's all going to be ripped up.
Is that going to be elevated, or is there anything that they can do to make it so that it isn't?
They'll strip it all off. They'll strip it all off, hopefully level it all as they do it. They're going to take everything off. It's all going to be brand new.
Okay.
So,
because I have 2 drains back there, which didn't do too much.
the day they're there, Sue, you stand there with a pointer and you tell them that's where the puddle is, okay? And you tell them if there's a puddle, you're going to come after them, okay? So,
Well, I don't know. I just didn't know if you were having a study, or if there was somebody who was there to take it all down. There was somebody looking at it and saying, oh yeah, maybe this needs to be built up a little bit, or I don't know. I just was wondering.
as professionals, we hope that they do the right job. Our village engineer, Dan Velasco, is going to be there also. Bob is going to spend some time there, and Mike, our highway foreman, will be there. But I'm partially kidding, but the day they're there is the day you stand there and say, it's pretty bad right there. And
Yeah, I mean,
but they're going to be
I think that's the
professionals.
worst
These
part
are-
of the whole road. So, okay.
It's
All right,
all
so I
good.
should just be there.
It's all going to be done when we
Where's
have
Charlie
our,
when I need him?
yeah, when we have our working meeting and we get an exact schedule and scope of what we're going to do. Then we're going to notify the residents, and then at that time, we have issues with some people who have allowed their things to overgrow onto the service road.
Right,
So they're going to have the opportunity to do it, or unfortunately, we're going to have to do it, and that won't be as pretty.
Will the overgrowth that's on the side by the fence near the golf course be cut down when this is done? Because that's where the worst overgrowth is.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have to clear the runway, but our thing is the pavement, is the footprint of the road. Okay, so I believe there's about a 2-foot dirt space, 2 feet.
That's you.
So we're going to make sure that's not encroached onto the service road. So
I know that Mike Dobstovic, who just left, speaks with Jimmy Stewart, the superintendent of South Monroe, and they get together periodically. There's a big poison ivy issue over there as well, so they kind of deal with that. I think the last time was a couple of years ago. that they came in and they did stuff. So we kind of work with them. So Mike speaks with them, and then gets Mike from DPW together, and they do a day and they clean that all out.
Okay, but just so that you know, there's like dead end signs and all sorts of stuff that they don't always do. I mean, it's taken me contacting after they've done all of their cleanup and finished up and walked away and say they're finished, and those signs are all overgrown. So do I just keep calling?
If the signs are on our side of the fence,
They are on our side of the
It's the village's responsibility.
Yeah, they are on our side of the fence. In the last 2 or 3 years consecutively, they've cut down all the weeds and they've addressed some of the poison ivy or most of the poison ivy, but they don't cut the signs, which get blocked by all of that.
I'll take a walk down there tomorrow, and I'll
I mean, right now it's not bad, but it gets
I'll take
better.
I'll take a walk. I walked down there the last couple of weeks.
Okay,
I'll take a walk
thank you.
down, and then we have an app that we can basically say we need this to be serviced, and DPW will come in and take it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we hope when we're done, we walk away and it's finished, signs, curving, anything that has to be done, so we're not going back. John?
And we're talking about this, I intended to bring this up even before we're talking. At Atkinson and the service road, on the west side, you have all those evergreens planted there. It can be extremely tricky to get out on the sunrise. If you stop at the stop sign and you take a look, it's cut off. I believe you've had the same problem out here, because you've trimmed all the bottoms of the trees out here. Now, like I said, granted, you can see maybe 200 feet down the road. The speed limit there is 45 miles an hour. You figure that out, that means those cars are doing approximately 70 feet a second. And that has all the makings of a horror right there if you get somebody fourth side going there. Maybe, just my opinion, I may be wrong, but maybe you could have somebody from the village take a look there and maybe trim some of the bottom branches where the visibility would be better.
Yeah, we'll check. Those I know were put in for sound many
There's
years
sound.
ago.
I guess
Yeah,
the
right
question-
at Atkinson.
I guess the question is how
It's
far.
out there, it's over here.
There is a, Bob, correct me, is with the line of sight with a corner where it's an intersection, there is a certain setback that trees have to be right.
Yeah, I mean, those cars get on you awful quickly then. And like I said, right here, you've trimmed all the bottom of the trees.
Well, we got rid of the dead ones and stuff. So.
Right, I just brought it up, you know. My opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you should take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll take a look, definitely take a look.
Yeah, we trimmed the, next to the front walkways with anticipation. They weren't here tonight, but one of our other scout projects is triplets who are doing a piece of the project. We're doing a new flagpole, we're doing the brick pavers, and they're doing 2 benches right in the front there. So it was kind of amazing because 2 weeks ago, the string broke on the flagpole. So on, I think, June 15th is when the new flagpole is going in. So it's just, I don't know how long that string was up there, but all of a sudden it's gone, and that's all going to be replaced. So that's why we started cleaning up that area there.
Some kind of guy doesn't have to stay, but it's not.
Yeah, if you want to go out and shoot somebody, that's okay with us, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to say.
All right, you guys, I know, we appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Guys, have a nice night.
No, thank you, Officer Nash.
Nicole, you got that, right? What he just said?
You got that?
That's perfect.
No, sorry. All right, anybody else? All right, again, okay.
Just going through the, putting up the signs for It's Our Town. I can't believe I didn't notice in 20-something years that we have a redundancy for 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on North Windsor.
Yeah.
They're about 30 feet apart. Yeah, it's possible to move one of them to the parks.
Just don't rip it out, Chris. Put it in the.
I'm okay with that.
Put it in the DPW.
That was one of those, like, can't believe it, we did that type of thing where we told the guys, change the signs, change the existing signs. So they changed the existing signs, and nobody thought that it was one house apart. It's funny.
It is fun.
But anyway, we'll put that down too. but we appreciate it. All right, anybody else?
So, Brendan Mooney, Memorial Boulevard. We're in the process of you know, I guess, herding cats into getting our petition signed to get the location of the proposed speed humps over to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, it's just a matter of just trying to, not so much getting everyone to agree, but getting everyone to enter their doors, because it's end of the year, sports season, everyone's out all over the place, so I just want to let you know we're working on that, and we should have something. When's the next meeting about?
Our working meeting's in 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll definitely have it to you by then, or as much of it as we can.
Cool.
And
Okay.
as far as the speed humps go, I know we mentioned, you know, the money thing has come up on numerous occasions. Is there any shot at like a corporate donation of sorts for something like this, if that helps things and soften the blow on some of this?
You guys getting a corporate donation?
I mean, if
Or us getting a corporate
no, if
donation?
our families wanted to put some, you know, some coin up.
Would they have to donate it through the big organization, or would they?
They can donate it in myriads of ways. You can donate it to the big organization, or we can donate directly to the village, and we segregate it by resolution.
We can.
But if say if a couple of businesses donated, right, that would have to be for that. It wouldn't go anywhere else, right? Like a donation
Right.
just would go to those.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is like my dream as an American, is to put my taxes like where I want. So like this is my moment.
Well, one of the things that we try to do, and I think people see it, if we're raising money for something, we like to get it done. And we turn over, we park equipment, just the gazebos, just, we try to get things done. So.
What is the amount of like, you know, say like yeses to implement like the speed humps? Do you need the whole block, 100% of the block, or is there a certain percentage? Like, because I know you're saying that before, you have to be.
I think what we don't want is we don't want that one resident coming and yelling at us and suing us, because that's happened with stop signs.
Yeah, there's always that one.
And then what happens, that costs us $10,000 to litigate it because somebody didn't want to stop sign.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to avoid. That's why we asked you to get the petition.
So we gotta disappear that one resident.
Yeah,
we'll just
Well,
make
you're not
them
going to
disappear.
disappear. We're trying to.
But once we're gonna come, we're good, man.
What's going to happen is once we would get the petition, once we would get the petition, we would probably come visit the site. Then we would have to have an official public hearing. Okay, we'd have a public hearing. Everybody in the block, we make sure everyone is invited. And you're going to have two people against them, and that's what it is. The time we were sued is that everybody on the block wanted the stop sign, and one person didn't. And we actually had two public hearings to appease them. We still voted for it, but they didn't want it, and they deep-pocketed, so we went to court, and it actually cost us $14,000. Yeah, so it cost the residents $14,000 because one person didn't want it. Once the stop sign was in, we never heard boo from the people again. So all this fighting, all this carrying on, Charlie went away on vacation on it, you know, but it just, no, it cost money.
But we won the case.
We won the case, we were right,
The
what we
village is
did.
in the right.
But they wanted what they wanted, and if people want what they want, they're gonna spend money. And again, you're not gonna have 100% of your people say it, there's no way, but everybody's gonna have a chance to talk. You know, again, it's not gonna be a slow process, I'd like to keep it moving, and let's see if we can go right into it. All right? Same thing with Chris, you know, Chris, if you want 2 by the park, I firmly believe to have 2 by the park, but, you know, you need some love from your neighbors. So if you can get them to do it, you can talk to Maria from the camp, ask her to be involved a little bit, then that helps out too.
So it's nice if people can donate, or if you can get contributions for it, but I think that what people have to know is, even if they do donate, that doesn't mean that they can say where they are going.
Correct.
You know, that is still up to the board, and we're going to have a mutual discussion, but it has to be really clear, because I think that's been a problem in the past also, that when people donate, then they think they have ownership over that money.
They do not.
And where it should go.
They do not. It's a legislative determination by the board of trustees.
So we don't want to see any money until
No, what I'm saying is that should be clear before you say, oh yeah, you can do it.
Correct.
You can donate, you can do all this, but then just, you need to say.
Right.
But still, that doesn't give you ownership.
No, but we do take the residents, recommendation to advise me, and that's why we're gonna do a site visit, and hopefully, the biggest thing for me, Stu, is I wanna make sure that everybody knows that, I don't want somebody like, they're in and then going, well, I wasn't informed about this. We painstakingly do these stop signs now to make sure everybody's informed, so we'll do the same thing with this, make sure everybody knows so that somebody can't come here after they're installed and we spent the money and say, I didn't know that was gonna happen, so.
We give people notice, we beg people to get on our email list, and we sent out flyers for the signs, and we had people still calling and saying, where do I get a sign, even though we gave a flyer out to everyone in the village, so.
I did that.
People, see what they want to see sometimes, and it's difficult to try to inform everybody, but again, something like that, where it's a major change to a street, we'll make sure that everybody knows.
Rich J. Headley, Fairview North. Sorry I'm late, but, and I'm the big speed hump guy. But I sent the mayor pictures of something that the city of St. Louis has put in, which are large concrete planters that can be put into the center of the street to slow traffic and make it sort of like a little tiny traffic circle. And they are very effective and they are very cheap. And if people get pissed, they can be easily removed. They cost about $250 a pop.
One place we were looking at them is in front of the dance studio.
Yeah.
Instead of ballards, put the planters in the street, so.
On the corner, you mean?
Yeah.
It's a very good idea, actually.
We'll review it at our mid-month meeting, but yeah.
I'm sorry?
We'll review it at our mid-month meeting.
I would say go 4 corners, that'd be a great idea.
There's lots of places that can use it. So for example, by the bridges, by the lake, where people come zooming, if you put them, you don't want to put them right there so they have an exit, but you put them in a spot that slows them down and know that if they
Either
zip
that,
over
they're the
the top.
speed up and try to jump them. One or the other. So, I don't know.
All right, I'll check, you guys, I'll send the board a picture. So,
This is a little different, but talking about the lakes, it did remind me that I don't know if it's ever been considered or thought about that when the landscapers are on Lakeview Avenue West or East, either one, the roads are narrow. And sometimes there are 2 or 3 trucks or 4 trucks, and a car can hardly get by. And sometimes there are 2 cars, and sometimes there's a biker and somebody with their baby carriage, all trying to get through on this tiny
Some
road.
handsome looking
I
guy
was
with
wondering,
two
is there a way that the landscapers can be told that they need to go into the driveways? The driveways are long.
Yes, actually, I was walking my dogs and I almost got hit by somebody right in front of Racanelli's house. And then I'm walking down, I see Mike up, so it's maybe it was you and somebody else came and said, what are we doing with these landscape trucks? I said, I don't know. It's pretty dangerous. They have, and it seems like the ones that would be the landscape trucks that are on the lakes are the huge trucks, like the mammoth trucks, right? So I don't know what the solution is there. Pulling in the driveway
Into the driveways?
with the trailers, I don't know if that's logistic or not, if that becomes an issue, because if they pull in forward, they're gonna back out. I don't know. I definitely think we have to do something about it. I just don't know what the solution is.
It's no parking there, so they should be ticketed.
They're doing a service. I mean,
And the companies show up with 3 trucks.
Yeah.
You need 3 trucks to do 1 lawn.
yeah.
they're supposed to park on the house side and not the lake side. So anytime there's a lake side, they're supposed to be getting someone.
Usually on the house side. They do on the house side, but it's so.
Even
good.
if they are on the lake side, on the outside, it doesn't matter, the road is so narrow and it's curvy. In some places, it's really waiting for an accident to happen.
Chris?
I was walking here tonight, saw 3 guys climbing a tree with equipment, just 5 houses away. Turns out that the guy is a arborist and a graduate of arboriculture. He works for New York City. And I thought, we haven't had an arborist for, a dozen years, 15 years in this town, with a town full of, or a village full of trees, that we could look into having an arborist as a consultant instead of making, I don't mean to say uneducated decisions, but have a professional make decisions on our trees, what to plant, where to plant, what needs to be taken down.
Was he working or does he live here?
He lives here. It's five houses right on Peters.
Oh, yeah. Any idea what number or anything?
I don't know. Well, you're not going to do it right away, so I thought about the fact that.
So look for a guy climbing up in a tree.
No, I'll get in touch with a guy. Well, they really are a tree. They are in a tree with their ropes.
So how did you get into that conversation, Chris?
Well, it looked pretty funny. I mean, it's the house. It's the old greenhouse right here on Peters on the left. And there's three guys with ropes and belts, and they're in the tree. It looked pretty funny.
All right, we'll look into it. Thank you.
No, but what I'm saying is we don't have a consultant, correct?
No, we do bring in Bartlett sometimes. Bartlett.
But no one on staff as a consultant.
No, we brought them in recently with this sweet gum trees, and they basically said they're so mature now, they would just be taking our money to put this chemical into the tree because it would reduce it, but they couldn't guarantee anything. So
Didn't they say bring chainsaws?
yeah, right, chainsaws. But all right, anybody else?
Mixed down by two.
What's that?
Mixed down by two. Second quarter.
Anything else? Okay, Rich.
Yeah, just sorry. Two quickies. One is, can we finally pass either a noise ordinance with teeth or just a ban on two-cycle gasoline engine leaf blowers and weed whackers? A lot of places have already done this. The noise level is deafening and it's almost continuous, and it's starting already, and it'll be going all the way through the summer. I mean, I don't have a problem in the fall when they're doing the major cleanup and they need to bring in the heavy-duty stuff, but they're blowing dust and leaves. They do not need to disturb the peace to the extent that they are. And the volume level is like a New York City subway, and really it needs to be addressed.
Well, once again, we have over 100 landscapers in the village. Each one has a couple of houses.
I tell them they can't do it.
Every day, they're on a street. You know, it's not like someone has the whole block anymore. So it's still amazing to us that we have so many. So it's like a constant barrage. Nicole, can you send out an email to the other villages and asking them what kind of regulations they have
I know we've done that before.
on this topic?
Yes.
Yeah, after you go past
Yes,
one.
we have.
Hey, great man.
Yeah, I'll dig it out.
Do that again, just to the Suffolk County ones, please. And then we'll share what we got from you.
Yeah,
When we put out for the speed humps, we had about 15 or 16 responses. So most of them are pretty good about sending that. So I'd like to see what other people have. So if we could send that out, please, and maybe send them to Rich. It's funny because it's been a little, I'm not going to say quiet, but it was in the papers a lot about different villages. But this year I haven't read anything anywhere.
It picks up later in the year after people come to meetings like this and bitch.
Right. Okay.
And is it necessary to have 3 of these leaf blowers going at one time?
Yeah, everybody's in a hurry.
Noise is terrible.
The electric is fine. We now have the landscaper's licensed or permitted or whatever they have, and you can just say you're going to lose your permit if you violate it. It's real simple.
That's fine. I get some of them have restrictions just in the spring and summer, but they allow them to use the gas ones in the fall when there's leaves.
Right.
So if we could look into that, Nicole, that way we could talk and what other people have. Was there a second?
No, I'll leave it at that.
All right. Then nothing else. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Okay, great. Thank you all for coming.
You got it.
Take care. Good night.
See what I'm talking about. These are what the city. These are the Quincy.
Former friend,